of course, we have the authorities who are trying their best to fully contain the flames. This is outside. And the one thing that is also being said about this moment is just the kind of hope that is also emerging from the way that the community has come together. Speak to me about that.
A very good evening to you, Kathy. Well, the community of Cape Town has really rallied together to try and assist those who have been affected by this devastating vegetation fire, which has dealt a blow to the University of Cape Town, where we were earlier on this afternoon, where we saw the aftermath of the fire and how devastatingly it damaged UCT's Jaeger library. That's where some of the African studies collection is at the university. Studies and material and books that date back to 100 years there, Kathy, was destroyed during this devastating fire. But of course, the human element comes into play whenever situations like this take place in the Western Cape, particularly when vegetation fires of this nature take place. There have been donations streaming in from very many private companies as well as individuals who have been concerned about those that have been affected. You may know that thousands of UCT students had to be evacuated from some of the residences, and as a result, some other companies, organizations, and just people who have been concerned about those that are affected have opened up their homes and have also been donating to those that are affected. Right now, I'm going to briefly move out of shot and show you how the Gift of the Givers, and an organization, Kathy, that works with a lot of humanitarian work, they are now assisting with regards to supplying food for those that are affected. They're specifically targeting the students, Kathy. You might imagine that the students are more stranded than anyone else when it comes to being able to then make alternatives for buying food. So the Gift of the Givers is out here in Pinelands, where they have volunteers who are gathered and who are trying to put together food parcels for this evening. They've been at it, Kathy, since last night. Rice, we're seeing meat as well. Vegetables are also being prepared on the other end. But these are volunteers, Kathy, just putting together whatever they can to try and assist the students who have been housed at various hotels in and around Cape Town. There's close to 29 hotels, Kathy, that are now accommodating the students who had to be evacuated yesterday. I'm joined by Ali from the Gift of the Givers, who's going to talk to us about these hotels and where exactly are the students and how they are doing. You have been assisting them since they evacuated yesterday. Ali, talk to us about where they are.
Hi, good evening to you and to your listeners. The call came last night through from the UCT Council saying they have 4,000 learners that's being displaced. Is it possible that we could feed them for the night? We said no problem. You know, being a disaster relief organization, we prepared for any disasters. Our chef immediately, in 3 hours, prepared meals for 4,000 people, and we took it to 29 different hotels. The students are scattered to 29 different hotels around the CBD, waterfront, and the city center. We finished at 1:45 last night. We were here this morning at 5 o'clock preparing their breakfast, their lunch meals. We now, as you can see behind us, we're busy preparing their supper meals. We will be doing this for the next 5 days, and then day after we'll be in consultation with the UCT Council to see what's the next, next steps we will be taking, and what's lying ahead for the students.
Incredible, Ali. I'm going to continue talking to you, but I'm going to ask my colleague if he can just quickly show our viewers some of the donation packs that have come through. This is for, of course, the breakfast that the students will be having. Ali, continue talking to us about where this food actually comes from.
We had many corporates coming on board. They called us on the 11th hour last night saying, what if you guys need transportation, we will open up our warehouses to bring you guys some goods. And this morning, the goods started flooding in. And we could see the spirit of Ubuntu overflowing among South Africans, where people were coming during the course of the day in their numbers, coming to drop off goods for the students, toiletry packs, the breakfast meals are being prepared now. That was the main concern for the students as well in terms of toiletry packs. So the spirit of Ubuntu has been amazing among ordinary South Africans. This morning we had a call from a resident of Khayelitsha. He said, I was a fire victim 2 years ago. I don't have any money to give to you guys. I don't have any accommodation for the students, but I would like to take a taxi and to come and volunteer my services here, whether it's to offload a truck, whether it's even to offload a truck, because I know how it is to have lost my place in the fire, and I just want to offer my support to the students out there.
Now, before I let you go, Ali, talk to us about, we know you're going to still meet with the university's management. Do you know for how long you'll be supplying this food for the students?
The talks are for the next 5 to 7 days. As you know, there's still a mop-up operation at UCT. They must still assess the damages and stuff. And there's no plan as to where the students are going to be put. So that while they settle down in the hotels for the next 5 to 7 days, they'll do assessments thereafter to see what further steps they will be taken, and if the students can provide alternative accommodation in other residents around town.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Ali, for your time. The gift of the givers, lending a hand, of course, welcoming all donations from residents who are concerned and companies that want to give out to those that are affected by this fire that has really wreaked havoc in Cape Town. Kathy, we will be joining the students much later on at some of the hotels where they are currently accommodated.
Newsroom Africa's Atim Tongana. Let's leave it there for now, and of course we'll